there, welcome back to the channel. It's good to be with you again. And as you can see from the title, we're looking at the roots of Mother's Day, which is coming up. But anyway, let's get started by subscribing, hitting the post notification bell, giving a thumbs up, and sharing the video. You know, I ask you this all the time, but it will help me if you do. All right, thank you. Let's get started. Have you ever, the reason why I'm doing this, because this is my channel and I want to share the things that I learn. And I hope you're the kind of person that likes learning like I do, especially origins of things. The older I get, the more I said, I've been through this life and here I am not knowing certain things, and that bothers me. And as a child of the Most High, I think it's my responsibility as his daughter to know why I do what I do, because we're told to be in this world and not of it. And I have lived a lot of my life professing to be a Christian and doing things that I found years later was not pleasing to my Heavenly Father. So I had to let them go. Now, as we dive into this study or this subject of the roots of Mother's Day, am I saying not to honor your mother or your father? Of course not. That is the commandment of the Most High. He says to honor your father and your mother. And, some children don't do anything for their mothers or acknowledge them maybe once or twice a year, maybe Mother's Day and maybe their birthday, instead of realizing that you're not going to have your mother with you always and you need to honor her at all times. Does that mean giving gifts? No, it means respecting and honoring her, letting her know that you appreciate her and you love her. That's cheap, and you can do it without having to spend a lot of money. But anyway, let's get started on how this really originated, because I don't think most of us know. Well, celebrations of mothers and motherhood can be traced back to ancient Greeks and Romans, who held festivals in honor of the mother goddess Rhea. But the clearest modern precedent of Mother's Day is the early Christian festival. I wouldn't call it Christian, I would say Catholic, because they're the ones that have festivals. The early Catholic festival known as Mothering Sunday. Now, when you go to look this up, there is a movie called that, so you've got to go past that movie and look up the origin of Mothering Sunday. That's what you really want to check out. So once a major tradition in the United Kingdom and parts of Europe, this celebration fell on the fourth Sunday in Lent, and was originally seen as a time when the faithful would return to their mother church. Have you ever heard that term before? Mother church. The main church in the vicinity of their home for special service. But that term mother church comes from Catholicism, y'all. Okay, that's just what it is. Over time, the Mothering Sunday tradition shifted into a more secular holiday, and children would present their mothers with flowers and other tokens of appreciation. This custom eventually faded into popularity before merging with the American Mother's Day in 1930 and 1940s. Enter in Anne Reeves Jarvis and Julia Ward Howe. The origins of Mother's Day, as celebrated in the United States, dates back to the 19th century. In the years before the Civil War, Anne Reeves Jarvis of West Virginia helped start Mother's Day work clubs to teach local women how to properly care for their children. Those clubs later became a unifying force in the region of the country still divided over the Civil War. In 1868, Jarvis organized Mother's Friendship Day, at which mothers gathered from former Union and Confederate soldiers to promote reconciliation. Another precursor to Mother's Day came from the abolitionist Julia Ward Howe. In 1870, Howe wrote the Mother's Day Proclamation, a call to action that asks mothers to unite in promoting world peace. In 1873, Howe campaigned for a Mother's Peace Day to be celebrated every June 2nd. Other early Mother Day pioneers included Juliet Calhoun Blakely, a temperance advocate who inspired a local Mother's Day in Albion, Michigan in the 1870s. The duo of Mary Toles Sassing and Frank Herring, meanwhile, both worked to organize Mother's Day in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Some have even called Herring the father of Mother's Day. Ann Jarvis. The official Mother's Day holiday arose in the 1900s as a result of the efforts of Ann Jarvis, daughter of Anne Reeves Jarvis. Following her mother's death in 1905, Ann Jarvis conceived of Mother's Day as a way of honoring the sacrifices of mothers made for their children. After gaining financial backing from the Philadelphia department store owner named John Wanamaker in May 1908, she organized the first official Mother's Day celebration at the Methodist Church in Grafton, West Virginia. Sorry about that. Let me just do that. In West Virginia, okay? That same day also saw thousands of people attend a Mother's Day event at one of Wanamaker's retail stores in Philadelphia. Following the success of her first Mother's Day, Jarvis, who remained unmarried and childless her whole life, resolved to see the holiday added to the national calendar. Arguing that America's holidays were biased toward male achievements, she started this massive letter writing campaign to newspapers and prominent politicians, arguing the adoption of a special day honoring motherhood. By 1912, many states, towns, churches had adopted Mother's Day as an annual holiday, and Jarvis had established Mother's Day International Association to help measure officially establishing the second Sunday in May as Mother's Day. All right, this is what she worked to get out. So Jarvis decries commercialized Mother's Day. Now, what has Mother's Day become? Commercialized. And here this woman who's promoting Mother's Day, something to honor mothers on the calendar as opposed to just always male achievements. She wanted something to honor mothers since her mother was late and she wasn't a mother herself. But listen to this. Ann Jarvis had originally conceived Mother's Day as a day of personal celebration between mothers and families, not something as nationwide as we see now. Her version of the day involved wearing a white carnation as a badge and visiting one's mother or attending church services. But once Mother's Day became a national holiday, it was not long before florists, card companies, and other merchants capitalized on its popularity. Y'all, I keep telling y'all, you're doing this stuff and all you do is making the merchants of this world rich. While Jarvis had initially worked with the floral industry to help raise Mother's Day's profile, by 1920, she had become disgusted with how the holiday had become commercialized. She outwardly denounced the transformation and urged people to stop buying Mother's Day flowers, cards, and candies. Now, don't be mad at me. This is what the lady who organized this day was saying. Y'all stop buying flowers, candy, and all the stuff that goes with it. Because all you're doing is making this a commercial thing and making these people rich. You can celebrate your mother and honor your mother without all of this. I'm telling you. This is what Jarvis was saying. She eventually resorted to an open campaign against Mother's Day profiteers, speaking out against confectionaries, florists, and even charities. She also launched countless lawsuits. I mean, this girl was serious, y'all. She was like, this is not what I intended. Against groups that had used the name Mother's Day, because she was the one that came up with it here in this country. Eventually spending most of her personal wealth in legal fees. I'm saying this is somebody that's on a mission that believes what she believes. By the time of her death in 1948, Jarvis had disowned the holiday altogether. Well, she disowned it, but her mother was deceased and there was no way she could really celebrate it. And she didn't have children, so nobody could celebrate her. But I get what she was like done. She wouldn't say Happy Mother's Day to somebody. She was just done. Even though it wasn't something, I don't think she was bitter because her mother was dead and she didn't have children. She just thought it was too commercialized. And I get it. It has become that. She even lobbied the government to see it removed from America's calendar. While versions of Mother's Day are celebrated worldwide, traditions vary depending on the country. In Thailand, for example, Mother's Day is always celebrated in August on the birthday of the current queen. And I can't even say her name because this is Thailand, so it's Sirikit. Sirikit? I can't say it. Another alternative observance of Mother's Day can be found in Ethiopia, where families gather each fall to sing songs and eat a large feast as part of their Antorshт. I don't know how to say the word because I can't speak Ethiopian. It's a multi-day celebration honoring motherhood. In the United States, Mother's Day continues to be celebrated by presenting mothers and becoming mothers one of the biggest holiday for consumer spending. Families also celebrate by giving their mothers a day off from activities like cooking and doing household chores. That's the best way. Not to necessarily wait to that 1 year, the second Sunday in May, but to do this often. Your mother needs you. She needs to be celebrated. She needs to be encouraged. You could do that not when the world tells you to do it. Just do it because you love her and because the commandment says honor your mother. At times, Mother's Day has been a date for launching political or feminist causes. In 1968, Coretta Scott King, the wife of Martin Luther King Jr., used Mother's Day to host a march to support an underprivileged women and children. And in 1970, women's groups also used the holiday as a time to highlight the need for equal rights and access to child care. So it was Woodrow Wilson, the president, who actually made it Mother's Day the first holiday. So I said all this to say We don't know the origin of things, and we just do stuff because we just follow. Simon says, the world says do it, we do it. And what I'm saying to you is, yes, it has its roots in paganism. Yes, it's commercialized. But can't you, as a believer, especially if you're a Christian, can't you see the need to do what the Father has said by honoring your father and mother? He didn't say wait for a day once a year to do it. He said to do that always. All right. So listen, whether you celebrate your mother on that day or not, it's not going to be an issue. Some people think it's so bad that you can't even do it at all. But what I would suggest, if you're going to do it, leave the commercialism out of it. Don't buy the cards. Don't buy the flowers. Don't buy the cakes. Don't spend the money, because guess what? Time is coming and you're going to wish you had that money, or you're going to wish you could do something different. It said, take her, fix her dinner, make her a card, make her a video with all the children, something she can cherish. Give her pictures of her ancestors, or something that you know that she really likes, that you can do for her, that would make her feel special and honored. Okay, but don't just wait once a year to do it. But remember, we're all learning, and we want to do what is right because it's right. Okay, we have done what the world has strung us along for so long. We don't know that maybe some things we shouldn't participate in. I'm not saying, I know, like I said, some people saying because of the pagan roots of it, you shouldn't participate in it. I'm just saying, honor your mother, but don't do it as a result of the world telling you to have to do it. You should love her anyway. But listen, time is getting short and things are going to happen. If you lose your mother like I have, and you would give anything to honor her on any day, just realize that that's what's important. If you have your mother, bless her now. Okay? Give her her as they say, her flowers now. You know, grow her a pot of flowers. Do something like that. That's something that won't die, but something she can put in her yard and they'll come back and she'll love them. I'm not telling you how to do this. I'm suggesting of things to do, because I know it's going to be so hard for some of you all to let any of this stuff go. But if you trust in the Most High Yah, He can help you to get on a different path. Okay? And so listen, it's just happy to have this time with you. And you know, I hope as we learn, as I continue to share things that I'm learning about the different holidays that we've been involved with, that it won't upset you, because my Valentine's video upset some people. So I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope you all are blessed and will just continue to grow in grace. But I just pray that until we meet again, may the grace and peace of God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ be with you all. Shalom.